Yes, welcome to Keep the Ball in the Grooves! Right, we need to be quick. We've only got this man for 50 minutes a day.
50 minutes a day.
No, which is 40 minutes longer than Hearts fans usually get to see him. He's getting his kitchens done. Tell him what you're getting.
My kitchen done.
Hugh Keevan's arse cheeks put into the kitchen worktops.
I had to do work on them this morning. Look. Bit of lucky's gear on.
Where are you going, Andy? What did you going down to Trin?
Aye. Going down to
With the missus?
I got me jelly, but it's...
Is it work? You mean work?
Aye, it's work related. You know,
You taking her pictures again? You going down there to take her pictures again?
No. And this weather, you
What's she
fucking
getting you £4 an hour for it?
It's better than you give me.
By the way, there's a comeback.
Kevin Cowley, mate.
Mate, you look like you've done a Harry Maguire. Just go out of your bed, scratched your arm.
I've seen it.
Mate, you're decent, mate. He's wheezing. See when he picked me up with, he's broke his ribs.
Have you got a chicken bone stuck in your ribs?
Playing with a chicken bone in.
I think I've actually broke a rib.
Have you, mate?
Aye.
What happened?
Fucking big Stuart Maxwell. Big Stuart Maxwell is that played with.
Never heard of you, son. Stuart Maxwell, never heard of you.
That'll be cut out, won't it? That name will be cut out.
He was just saying how well you were on the show as well. His size good in the show, but obviously that's fucking.
But by the way, played up front, but also took a shot on goals.
Did you score
that boy?
No.
Big man's dribs.
I played up front then. Derek Lyle.
How was he, mate?
How's he still playing football?
He was good for us when he came on
Was he?
Saturday.
No, to be fair,
There's not much mobility in it these days, is there?
To be fair, he was he scored a good goal. It was a decent game, to be fair. You know who I was up against? Kenny Brannigan. Danny Lennon's sitting in the hole beside us.
Did Danny Lennon ask you to go over that island?
Is he over 60s or something?
I don't know. He had to be over 40.
By the way, a wee shout out to John Higgins. Another final last night. Listen, he didn't cross the line, but we've not spoken about it in ages, have we?
Nah.
Amazing.
It was great, mate. They crab salads, I want a treat.
It was the way I noticed as well, Si, because he started the journey was at Eusebius, didn't he?
Yeah.
It was, we were like, what's he eating crab for? But he's listening, stuck with it, isn't he, man?
But Lee Mayer's punting him in it.
He was in the crowd, holding his cue, wasn't he? Chinese cue.
He is looking well.
Higgins 15, that was a code, wasn't it?
For 10%.
No, but a big
Higgins
shout out.
147, that. Is that right? 147, is that?
147, Simon. A big shout out to you. What you mean? I hear we've not spoke about him in a wee while. So
Yeah,
Good
what
on,
did you
good
get?
on.
No, last year, what did you get up to the weekend?
Surprise! I was at a surprise birthday, and when I turned up, I was just like, "Get that! You wearing that jumper again?" I was wearing the navy one I wearing here. See what I wore at the Ange interview? The exact same.
You want to talk about that? It's later on in the segment, but you want to talk about it now?
Unbelievable. Listen, one of the guys, when you talk about aura when he walks out, but amazing. We'd been told half a few of the players, listen, you'll not get much out of him. She's serious, not right, so don't fuck about, don't joke at it. But what a personality, mate, wasn't he? Just loved us, didn't he? Well, Si was on it though. Si was on it, Andy.
I just the tactical.
He had the tactical. He did.
What would you call it? A tactical sea-on swim before the...
Enjoyed it, didn't
Tam, there's one for you,
Cox.
Thomas.
Sam Cox.
I know you're watching, Thomas.
Was that a good football chat?
But he went missing one for a while and you came back with hundreds of wool in your face. What was that? His jumper was that?
I'm sniffing it, man.
No share of that tash.
Right, lads, I don't know if you watched the Jungle last night, but looks like Grosvenor, they're in it.
I forgot that started last night.
They'll win it.
Did you not see their audience with Adele last night as well? Grosvenor are doing one. At Wembley. A night with Grosvenor.
That was amazing, eh?
Brilliant, mate.
I've missed it. I'm going to
Who wants to do the offer this week?
That's where I'm a celeb is this year, innit? Grosvenor Island.
In Grosvenor Casino.
Aye. It's the biggest one I've had, isn't it? Biggest one I've ever had.
Tell them the offer, Andrew.
Well, it's still bet £10 and get £30 free bet.
For new sign-ups,
I
Andy.
tell you what, it's absolutely incredible. All you need to do is enter the draw each week. You need to sign up to Grosvenor Sport at gsport.com.
But early, Andy, but you've done very well.
But can we know, maybe mix it up?
Right, I like that, actually.
Come
But
back.
Simon, what I like is for the new sign-ups,
You need to look at the sheet to know that.
not at all.
Right?
The new sign-ups were also giving 2 hydro tickets away, Simon, if you...
Can he be 2 hydro?
2 hydro
Two hydro
tickets,
tickets,
mate. Every
right.
keeping the ball on the ground and every right in the kitchen show.
So they're right on
Just
it,
as a
Andy.
competition prize.
And with the tickets, we'll also send out a signed picture of Kevin in a short skirt.
Not a problem.
You've got a couple of them, haven't you?
I'm flat with you boys. I'm
No, you're no big man, you're good.
No,
That picture that I just had at the
flat
weekend.
and flat. My fucking chest is killing me. My legs are killing me. That's me. I'm never playing fit.
Did you say a few beers after the game?
I had one San Miguel. It was absolutely amazing.
San Miguel, was that?
Aye, I was only thinking.
Wouldn't have thanked you for it.
Simon, how was your
Pint of
wedding?
piss. Wedding was good, mate. Good.
Aye, you were looking-
£3 pesos.
That's the first time in 4 years that I've known Simon that he had a pair of trousers on that fitted him.
Like, good that?
You did.
Oh, the
You looked
suit.
well. I had the suit went right to the ankles.
Aye, the suit,
Incredible.
You know what the suit was, but we'll not give him a mention.
Aye, what was that again, a man?
No, Armani.
It was nice.
No, it was good, mate.
You were looking well.
And then a wee result on Saturday. So
The
good
result was
weekend.
amazing. 1-0 down and then come back 1-2.
Come on, give us a wee bit.
Our average age was 21.
Oh, it's fucking... And
Young,
Dale
innit?
White was on the pitch.
Then Dale came on, it went up to fucking 56. Boys are good, mate.
What was it about Preston and that?
Nice high up the pitch,
So
I'm not going to lie, I had Queen's Park on to beat us.
Did you bet against them?
Put them on to beat us and they went.
That's fucking order.
They went 1-0 and I was like, actually, they went 1-0. I was like,
Queen's
geez,
Park
should put
toilet
in
a wee
-1. That's what I thought. Should put in -1, bastard.
a Queen's Park toilet a wee bit.
I think they drew with Clyde last week, and then obviously we beat them, so probably two teams that they expected to beat.
I would agree with that.
So
Nah,
I
great
think they only had 2 shots on their goal as well, which is
We seem to have all had a nice weekend, didn't we?
that is.
Aye.
How was the Hearts?
I was going to say that.
I didn't mean that.
But we're buzzing because
weekend.
Graham Alexander's
They're one of the best,
one of
aren't
their
they?
favourite new managers.
You've said that about every guest though.
Mate, he's
And then
doing
you
this
tell us
head
the
to toe
truth
all
off
Saints as well, which is unbelievable.
I didn't think he'd have got away with that, but
No.
he deserves it, the guy. But
No, they were good. They were good. They were better than us at the weekend, to be fair. I think there's ways to drop points, and I don't think we've really played. I think we've dropped points this season where we've been really poor.
Yeah.
But at the weekend, that's probably the poorest we've played.
Did you see all the possession?
Nah, not really, to be honest.
was it?
Nah.
I thought Motherwell, watching the highlights, Motherwell looked like the bullied Hearts, to be honest. But Craigie Gordon, you might see this.
I know, I've seen the 2 saves, mate.
I'd save the season.
That's
The second
unbelievable.
half.
some goalie, him, isn't he?
International break can be a pain in the arse sometimes. You get a wee bit of momentum going and then you get some points and then the international break comes and you lose a few players, take the comeback a wee bit different. Sometimes I always think it's like it's great to have it because we're doing well as a nation, but club managers I don't think look forward
I
to
think
it.
I've not spoke to many of the boys about the game, but I think we were maybe a bit surprised at how Motherwell approached it, to be fair.
Did they play it, Andy?
No, but they pressed us for the front,
Right.
got after us. I think overload is in midfield, but every team sort of plays with a 3 in midfield anyway. But
got the 2.
they made it count because they got after us in midfield, pressed us for the front. Never really let us play out because they knew we would try. And well, poor at weekend.
Right, big game yesterday, or Sunday, sorry, Hibs v Rangers. What did you think of the game? Who's want to go first? What a game, can I say first? What a game. Again,
advert.
watched fucking Man City and that
fucking
boring.
ball fest, honestly.
Hibs, Rangers, what a game of football, man.
That's what football. I think that's what you grew up loving football. That game.
You said you watched the full thing with your fist in your mouth.
Fist in my mouth and ball naked, I know. Just to make the effect much better. And I made sure the family done it as well. That's what I said. Didn't it?
He can't help but bring the family into it. He just needs to stop at him.
Imagine the full family though just sitting on the car.
Imagine if he's on the buff.
The uncle who's still in the toilet, man. With that glass door. No, listen, Simon, I always say this, we talk about tactics, we talk about great football, passing it and all that. There's nothing, but that's what people love football for, that. I mean, that end to end, the tempo of the game.
Aye.
So quick, wasn't it? It was amazing, mate.
Yeah, every pundit says that, mate, the tempo. And see, that's what I hate. Scotland, they need to lift the tempo. What does that mean, lift the tempo, man?
What was that? See, because it was really, really quick, the game. What
High intensity.
Intensity, you bastard. Aye, so it was amazing to watch, mate. It was literally, see, I felt you're like, when is this going to calm down a bit? But it never did it?
It's like what Graham Alexander said, it's like proper Scottish football, isn't it? It's just nobody's really keeping possession, mate. It's just, we get it, try and score, you get it, try and
And
score.
the atmosphere was electric as well. Brilliant, because some people would say Hampden's not really that good, but it was, what a game.
Surprise with Rangers. I think you said on the chat, didn't they play that bad first 10 minutes, but the defending was shocking.
Sorry, Andrew.
No, on you go, mate.
No, just because I said, I seen the Cooper show, I didn't think a manager not being there would have an impact, but I think it
But they've
did.
been like that all year. I think they've defended like that all year, eh?
The two biggest things with Rangers over the last few weeks has been starting quick. I think that's 6 games in a row domestically. They've went 1-0 down.
1-0 down.
And set pieces. And by the way, Rangers are a team last year. I don't think, I might be wrong with the exact number, but I'm sure it was 2 set pieces all season they conceded. They've conceded about
baffles me, man.
6 or 7.
Which
How
changed?
can that happen? Because, mate, I used to ask you last year, would the Rangers do off the ball? I need to know so I can do it.
That's it.
But now it's complete opposite.
Two things are so apparent.
That's a wee bit of fragility.
Oh, fragility.
Don't know if that
It's
is-
creeped into
That's not bad, that.
It's
check
creeped,
it. Is
it's
that
creeped
definitely
into the. I think it's creeped into the. I think it's creeped into defence because obviously they were so solid last year, and now things like the goal with Tavernier, the first goal. I know he's waving his hands afterwards as if to say it was somebody else's fault, but you anticipate him missing the ball. That's the first thing you do when you're defending us.
You smell the what if, didn't you, Kev?
It's not.
Smell
The what if exactly.
Well, you shit yourself in your pants.
Just think if he's going to miss that, I'm there ready to clear that, and he wasn't. So that leads to the first goal, and then obviously that then
But
sets.
still, I mean, no saying anything about Glenn Kamara just letting his man
Oh no,
drift off from 2 yards for a goal.
totally. But then there's Glenn Kamara obviously thinking they're going to clear it, but again it's the what ifs.
touch tight in the box now.
But Rangers...
I actually think Rangers' arguably best period of the game was the first 20 minutes of what they're now doing.
Aribo was getting in the half turn in the pocket, wasn't he?
He started the game on fire. They were talking about tempo. Their tempo was brilliant the first 20 minutes. They were trying to play forward. You can see that they've known for the last 5-6 games they've been 1-0 down, they've started poor. So you see they try to rectify that, start the game quick, and then just two poor, like really, really poor goals to concede.
I know
at any level, by the way, never mind a Scottish Cup semi-final.
I know the defence take a lot of stick for that game, but Rangers were brilliant at pressing over the pitch last year. Didn't they, didn't they? How many times Hibs just got the ball at their feet and put the ball in behind the Rangers? Last year, the front three would have been all over that. I've never seen Kent, Morelos, or who's the other front, Aribo, go and press the ball, get the ball back high up the pitch. I thought they were brilliant at last year.
That's pride in your own performance. That's kind of desire to want to go and get the ball back. That's like if Morelos sets that off and goes starts chasing the rest, or squeeze up as a unit and they start trying to get the ball back. But I feel like they don't have that person up, like, no saying it's Morelos' fault because I'm not blaming him, but they don't have that one person who's going to stop the press for the rest of them to go, because you can't just go pressing yourself because you just then get popped about. I don't know. I don't want to go in here and sound like it's a crisis, because it's not. They're still sitting top of the league and they've knocked out a semi-final cup, which can happen to any team. It's just, I think it's the build-up. Andy says losing a goal to the last 5-6 games, and they've came back and won most of these games, but this time they couldn't come back.
Martin Boyle was brilliant, wasn't he?
Mate, I've got him written down here. For anyone that's sitting on a bench at a team and think my career's done, mate, me and Boyle sat on the bench at Dundee. Right? Couldn't get a game. I remember the day Tomo and James McPake came into him and says the gaffers want to speak to you. And it was Dundee that says to Martin Boyle, we're trying to get Alex Harris for Hibs. No disrespect to Alex Harris, a good football player, but I think he's playing at Berwick now. Obviously things have just not worked out for him. And they says to Martin Boyle, can you go to Hibs? And Boyle was like, I love it here, man. I don't know if I want to go, but obviously I'm not playing. And Tomo and Jazz were like to him, mate, Hibs, massive club, man. What a chance for you to go there. Okay, you might not play straight away. But mate, wasn't he playing at Dundee? Dundee wanted Alex Harris, Martin Boyle had to go to Hibs, and look what's happened.
It's not even the turn of the year. He scored 16 goals this year. 16 goals are club and country.
Did you see that in him, say?
Being totally honest, Boyle was the one player I didn't want my team in possessions, mate. See when I used to do possessions, he'd give the ball away at the time, but then you go into an 11v11, mate.
Nightmare, isn't he?
He's just so hard to play. He's so direct. He's so quick, and he actually has got better at that side of these games. I watch him now hold it up, link it. He's obviously been coached.
I thought Nisbet and him. What's the word, Simon? They've done synchronised very well together.
Dovetail.
Like, see the way Nisbet. So one is going to bring that in, hold it up, he flicks on the corner, and he's on his bike.
Nisbet's better with a partner, isn't he?
I think so, Simon.
I don't even know if it was his game plan or just the way the game panned out, but whatever it was, it worked out perfectly because they hit Rangers in the counter-attack 3-4 times in the first half, and then second half they were just resolute. I think Hibs have been a team, the biggest thing for me under Jack Ross, because over the last 6, 7, 8 years they've always been a good attacking team, and they've always got good attacking players, but I always think under Jack Ross they've progressively looked more solid, whether it's been a back three or a back four, and then see, to be fair, I think Rangers could have played for 20-30 minutes in that second half and no scored. I know that Connor Golston chance, the last minute's a massive chance, but out with they weren't really creating much. It was just a sort of ball into the box and just falls to Golston. So I thought Hibs defended really well, but obviously from a Rangers point of view, it's another poor showing in one of the cups.
Hollander's a big miss as well, mate. You see the ball's going behind. I think Hollander's the one who knows when to drop, who knows when to push up. I don't think Balogun's got the same positional sense.
Listen, I don't want to come on and start criticising boys, but I thought Balogun, I think it happened twice in the first maybe 10-15 minutes. And you know if Martin Boyle's playing up front, right? You know if any of the Hibs players, whether they're at the back or in midfield and they've got a yard of space and they look up, all they're going to do is try and play it in behind. And I've said it all the time, what Phil Hollander always makes up in pace, he makes up for up there because he never gets caught in behind.
He knows when to draw it.
And it was just an easy way for Hibs to get out under pressure. So I talk about Rangers pressing for the front. I do agree with you, but it's so hard. If I'm a midfielder, and I know that Hibs are just clipping it in behind us and getting in all the time, I'm not going to go and press. Because I know, see when I press and he clips it in behind, they get an own goal, I need to run 80 yards back. So it was
surely if you press early enough, they don't have that time to then clip it in.
But you know what it's like, first time somebody puts it in behind.
I don't know, I would be the thinking that I would like to think I could get my team up close enough that they wouldn't do it as often as they did.
What would you just went Rangers front three up against Hibs' back three?
maybe not quite as much as up against, but I would like to have thought that when, say, the goalkeeper gets the ball in the goal kick, you could put Morelos up right to stop and try and get it to the three. And then as it goes wide, your two
are out.
Up. So that even if they do get the ball at their feet and try to clip it, they don't have time to put it in. It means they're making a pass under pressure, which might then allow a bit. I know you're saying in behind, but you're still talking about a 25, 30, maybe even a 40-yard pass in behind. If you're not at a level or a defender to actually step back and see that happening, to step back and give yourself, then you've got to be asking questions about your. That's how I see it. But I just think that
they can't always say if there's pressure on the ball, your back four needs to drop.
Aye.
Morelos wasn't pressing, he wasn't dropping off, and Rangers were still keeping a high line.
Yeah.
You need to drop.
Are you surprised Morelos started?
I am.
With Sakala, with his performance, I mean, I just found out yesterday as well that he scored a hat-trick when he went away with International and then scored another one goal away the next game. His performance with Motherwell was probably Rangers' best performance of the season, and he was a big factor of that. Morelos is honestly a big.
But then obviously the Morelos, the Sakala one against Motherwell, brilliant hat-trick, and then obviously that merited his start the week after against
Bromby,
and he wasn't very good. So obviously they've looked at that performance possibly and thought, right, okay, we'll bring Morelos back in, but I wouldn't get too caught up on this one performance yesterday with Rangers. At the end of the day, they've got a new manager.
It's been like that all year, Ken.
Aye, but they've got a new manager coming in, and you would like to think he could come in and start ringing the changes a wee bit. Like we've seen some interviews from players, which we'll obviously get to talk to. There's obviously something there that the players are feeling.
I tell you what, the first few games he's got under his belt is tough.
Who is the fixtures?
They've got Sparta on Thursday, which is basically the game to get them through the next round. They've got Hibs at Easter Road. They've got Livy at Tony Macaroni. They've got, I think it's maybe St Mirren at home. They've got Hearts at Tynecastle.
So it's a tough run of
They've
games.
got, I think, Dundee United at home.
But if anything, as a manager, that's the kind of run of games you're probably wanting coming into a new job. If you get off to a flyer with their games, I don't know. I just felt that Hibs yesterday probably wanted it more.
That's mad to think that, isn't it?
But it's mad to think that, but
I
think all the things point to that, because when you've got your captain of the club saying it, and then after an interview game saying that we were 3-1 down, the game was over. Still 45 minutes.
See that with lacking hunger, but I can't think who's talking about though, because guys like McGregor, Arfield, Davis, they're not going to be lacking hunger.
You'd then into like hunger, wouldn't you?
I certainly wouldn't. I've never suffered from hunger in my life. But no, I just think that
the back three, I thought Porteous, Hanlon and McGinn played Kent very well.
Hanlon was excellent.
Hanlon's great. I think Hanlon suits him better in the back three.
Back three.
I really do.
You right with this? What made
Just
you
watched
think
it yesterday. I thought that really suits him.
At the end of the day, Hibs are a decent side. Hibs have not been on a great run recently. So that performance has come out of nowhere. Hibs have had that international break to prepare for that. And like Martin Boyle, hat-trick. When was the last time we had a hat-trick against Rangers? For any player?
By the way, I bet it was Ivan Sproul with Hibs as well.
Ivan Sproul probably.
Oh no, actually Dembele, wasn't it?
Dembele, aye. But nah.
I thought he would have known that. Will Van Bronckhorst be worried based on that performance? And should he have went down at half time?
I think he should have went down. I just couldn't understand when at half time whistle goes and you zoom into the box and you see him standing up, that's him away down, and he just sits in the box. I just think with youth coaches, I'm like, that's when my thing was before the game. I was like, if they're picking a team, if I'm a player and a youth coach is picking a team and I'm not in it.
I must say, I'm very surprised that it was Dave McCallum on the side of the pitch and no Jermaine Defoe.
Aye, I would have to agree with that one.
Well, because they were obviously not today with the first team, were they? Because Gerrard's obviously took all his staff away.
Yeah.
So they've obviously filled in, but I'm not surprised. Listen, obviously maybe Van Bronckhorst will say to them, I'm only in, you have been there all week with the players preparing for the game. But I still think he should have been there, because he could get in the dressing, couldn't he?
See, again, it's hard to say, because
they did say yesterday the work permit, no the work permit, for the permit he was allowed in or something, he said it yesterday, but I still think his presence would have made a big difference, and even Roy Mackay as well, see him?
Yeah, Roy
Mackay.
Mate, Roy Mackay was brilliant, man. Everyone remembers him at Bayern Munich, but do you remember him at Deportivo? I'm a wee bit older.
And Tristan.
Diego Tristan, Roy Mackay, Jalmina played at midfield, mate. Valeron.
Remember the Champions League face?
Who was old Brazilian? No, Aymar was Valencia.
Valencia Canizares, isn't it? But do you remember the Champions League semi-final? Deportivo came back, beat him?
No.
Do you know that?
Came back against who?
AC Milan.
That was in the semi-final.
The Champions League, I swear to God.
Deportivo, were they in the final?
Quarter-final, I think it was.
Who was the old Brazilian guy who was brilliant as well for them?
Nielsen.
No, Danielson was Real Betis.
So it was Ronaldinho.
Ronaldinho, that was it.
Dunga.
Oh,
It was a double in the Mario Silva or somebody. He was unbelievable.
Roy Mackay.
I can't believe you've not seen him there.
Pure sounds like a Scot.
He's going to be for Denniston or something, isn't he? It has to be.
Mate, what, by the way?
But mate, he's wanting the full Dutch backroom staff, so I think Bobby Petter's going to be the DJ in the
I seen him
There
there.
you go.
And Martin Van Bommel's going to curl the boys' hair before the game.
So wait, they want a
No,
Dutch,
just the hair.
Dutch tint at Rangers?
Well, I have heard that his press comes through the work rate that he's seen you putting in the red light district.
That's why he was disgusted yesterday. So I'm going to be in there showing him how to press properly. But no, listen, that was it. I mean, that backroom staff, my God, I mean, if Van Bronckhorst a good appointment, Roy Mackay coming in to inspire you.
I know.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, isn't it? And these guys have worked under all the Dutch coming through coaches, so that's one of the best coaching systems in the world, as you know, when you went into with the Ajax, maybe you're talking to the Ajax coach.
Ajax quite was brilliant.
He said it was amazing. So these guys are in that, so I might not, this might be stupid, but sometimes things happen with Gerrard leaving. It might be even better with these guys that's coming in with that. I mean, the guy won the league.
Pedigree.
We're fucking fired.
See, at the end of the day, there's no any change to the Rangers squad or team. They're still the same group of players that obviously Gerrard's left. So if Van Bronckhorst and Roy Mackay comes in and gets a bolt out of them, who's to say they can't go and just push on and win the league comfortably? You know what I mean?
But are you sorry, Kevin? Were you surprised yesterday that he didn't go down?
I was surprised he never went down. If he was allowed to go down, I was very surprised.
I would like to think he would have probably said something before the game. I think he probably would have been in the dressing room maybe beforehand. If it were me coming over 2 days in, no having taken the boys' training, would have felt taking the team would have made any difference? Maybe put them under a wee bit of pressure. I don't know.
But I think a manager.
He must have seen things in that first half that he wasn't happy with. You've got a chance to be a manager in the final of Rangers in your first season.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity to get to a
make
final.
sure you get exactly. I mean,
who knows? Only I need to ask
maybe
him.
he was on the board. Maybe he phoned him or you never know.
That's what I mean.
Maybe
You don't
they-
know. That's why it's hard to.
I know. Maybe if he gets manager in once, you boys can hear chat and ask him the questions.
But wait, we were desperate to do Gerrard last year, but we weren't allowed.
Patched this.
No.
Patched this,
He patches or Rangers patched you?
Gerrard. I was on the phone.
Aye.
So he's not interested.
Would you say to him?
Stop.
We did the Liverpool accent.
No, that's right.
No, that was brilliant.
I've never done it.
Case the Dutch accent.
Case the American man.
Harsh.
What?
It's so
No, it's good.
That's
It's
good.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I hate accents.
Say yes, boy, but they boy then.
That's fucking
That's
terrible.
why.
Sound like the Grinch here.
What were we talking about there?
Don't know.
Gerrard.
Steve.
I know. I listen. Listen. I think it could be a good point, but I do think. I think of managers if they're sitting there watching that, guys that's got that real fucking bit about them. Maybe might have felt I'm going to go down there and sort like that. I don't know.
All right.
But we don't know.
Shouldn't see you, mate.
And you look a bit tired.
I wanted to ask you this, right, because we had a discussion on the Cooper show. My co-host never backed us up because he shouted for Derek Ferguson, but Derek thinks that you need a Rangers man in the backroom staff. Where do you go along with that?
No, because for me, Giovanni Van Bronckhorst has played with Rangers, has won titles with Rangers. So if he doesn't know how to get an understanding of how the club operates, then who does? Jimmy Bell's still there. He can still get
You'd put Jimmy in charge yesterday, wouldn't you?
No, but what my point is that Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, how long was he at Rangers on? Do you have any idea? 3 years? 3 years. So in 3 years, he would have got an understanding of what it was supposed to, what it's to feel like to play for Rangers, what the understanding, what the expectation of the fans. So do you need somebody in there like who are we talking, like somebody like an Nacho Nova or somebody like, what does he mean by that? Because if you can't buy into the Rangers way in 3 years as a player, you're never going to get it. You don't have to.
I can understand where
Del Boy.
Derek's coming for if it's
Call him Del Boy.
Del Boy's coming for if it's guys that have got no affiliation to Scottish football, they've never been over here, they don't really know what the old firm's like. Yeah. But I mean, like you say, he's been there 3 years, he knows what the expectation's going to be like, he knows you need to win every week, he knows what the media is like. And I think it's more important for him to have guys that he trusts and are on the same page as him in terms of style of play, or bring something different, but ultimately some guys that he knows is going to do a job for him.
He says he's going to be speaking to wee Dick quite a bit, so have you got his number?
He's got your number.
That was what I liked about Ansel. We were asking about backroom staff and he's like, doesn't bother me who my backroom staff are.
Aye.
It's me, my beliefs, and they'll basically do what I tell them to do anyway, so it doesn't matter who it is. But what about when he said he sat on a flight for 12 hours? He used to get called the Def's chair because he would sit next to his assistant manager and no say a word the full flight. and it didn't bother him.
Like he just never
He
spoke
says
to him.
silence doesn't bother us.
You can kind of tell that though. He looks as if he's got to get his knee telly. He just goes home.
Sits on his telly and watches the couch.
Reads about 8 books, doesn't he?
100%, man.
Like, he does look
I
like
get,
that.
I
to
get
you,
that. I get that.
Could you do that? Huh? Sit on a flight for 12 years and no talk?
Neighbour. I sit here for fucking an hour. No, I totally get that because, and see the whole thing with the backroom staff. I think that's a wee bit. I would need to have somebody that I could trust, but at the same time, it wouldn't matter because I'm with the thinking that.
Who do you trust, your Chinese delivery driver?
No, I
Trust
don't
him your
think
life,
Chinese-
don't
You get a manager job tomorrow, but generally, who would you pick your assistant manager for your experiences in football?
Series here.
Stephen Elliott.
It's a great
No,
question, that, by the way.
probably would think about him because he's like mad into his coaching now. He's doing really well for himself
Reid.
down south. But I don't know. I don't really keep in touch with any footballers.
It's got to be the Jet, surely.
No,
Would you take the jet?
nah, not at all. I win games.
What a quick face.
No,
We believe Brun.
no, I always think that. See training Monday to Wednesday. I think it's enjoyable. I think you've got to get players like.
What, is this on a full-time?
On a full-time basis, Monday to Wednesday, you're getting players enjoying the training. So they're like, and then a Thursday, Friday, then you start breaking things down. And a Thursday, Friday, that the managers that I worked under, that's when they took over. The coach was just kind of there as a reference, but the coach took over on the Thursday, put his shape out there. We did all the bits and bobs, and then the Friday we had a bit of fun, ready for the game Saturday. So for me, having like backroom staff, like these in-depth coaches and stuff, whatever, I don't really buy into that. I think because you know what it's like, you've all played. You enjoy training. See, the training's good. You fucking do the drills really well because you know they're good drills.
So have you never had a manager that's done everything?
Nah.
What, like coaching, managing?
Nah. Ian Dowie would do it. Ian Dowie was very enthusiastic, but his assistant was.
What are you laughing at?
Just seeing Derry, man.
I know. Ian Dowie's assistant was a guy called Frankie Bunn. His boy's a goalie first.
That's right. Thingy Bunn played in Norwich or something, didn't he?
And he was a very good coach. And then Ian Dowie was Steve Keane, who's now the Hibs.
Hibs,
He was very good coach. So they had very good coaches, but when it came to a Thursday and a Friday, they took over. And Ian Dowie, see his knowledge of shape and things like that. Holy shit! Fucking.
Did he not used to say coaching got in the way of shagging birds?
He was. Big handsome motherfucker, wasn't he?
That's the greatest comment I've heard. I said that to chat.
He was really good. Like he was surprisingly good. Don't know what he was like in the bedroom, but he was.
Can you imagine a manager coming out and said that?
This fucking coaching just gets
You're
in the way.
doing my head, you lot.
Get in the way. You had the manager.
See, Nixon's the opposite of me. Shagging birds gets in the way of coaching. Stop that right now.
Oh,
Right,
brilliant.
okay. I'll hand it to you, Steve. He's got a job tomorrow. Who do you take in as your coaching assistant? Serious coaching assistant?
Paul, don't.
You can't say any else.
Paul,
No,
don't
you can't say
feel,
no,
don't
it's
feel
not us.
deflated if they don't mention you. You were there somewhere in the
I'll be
spirit.
now with
You
it.
can't say any of us.
I've got a few.
Have you? Is Jamie Murphy in yours? Didn't start the analyst?
He did my analysis. I've got a few, to be fair. Lee Wallace, Kenny, but if I had to pick one, I'd maybe say Scott Arfield.
Would you, mate? Aye.
Because I think everyone's got different beliefs of what they want for a coach or that. But I think he's got similar thoughts in the way football should be played, but he's different to me. Like, so we would be able to bounce off each other. And, if he disagrees with something that I would do, then he would come back at me. So, and I get rid of him.
I think as a manager, you've always experienced at Simon being a first team coach and stuff, and having an opinion. You have to be able to take that opinion on board. And
For the coaches,
definitely. And be able to think, has he got a point here today?
Yeah.
Because ultimately, the end goal is to try and win a game of football.
Who's yours?
We went to Scotland game on last week, mate. Honestly, it was like fucking sitting next to Arrigo Sacchi with Big Charlie.
Big Charlie, yeah.
Wasn't he?
You've routed me. It's non-stop interview.
That's why there was two
amazing,
seats at the back and there were all the kids at the front. I thought, I'm fucking sitting with the kids because I'm not listening to fucking Coach Carter here and fucking
he getting
Jose
involved as
Mourinho. The two of them had the notepads out. Seen when Charlie brought out the SFA notebook, that was it for me. I was like, I'm not listening to this.
By the way, I'm reading Arrigo Sacchi's book just now. Unbelievable.
Is
See,
it?
we got to talk about pressing.
4-3-3.
He invented it, mate. 4-3-3, the press high.
Loved it.
He invented the press,
He
did
invented, well, he claims he did. They won 2 European Cups.
By the way, here's one for you. Anne said that he was the one that started
know.
inventing fullbacks ahead of Pep.
Says he was doing it before Pep was doing it.
Oh, but Tuchel done it the
Football's
other day.
nothing different, mate. Football's nothing different. Everyone thinks they invent this new formation, they invent this new style. Football's been about for hundreds of years.
It's like Mark Skinner says, football
Zone 14.
Comes in
it
cycles, doesn't it?
comes in cycles.
So glad you said that, Andy, because we were having this conversation yesterday at the charity match. I was involved in a lot of ex-players, and they all said the same thing. Like, football's never actually changed. It's just buzzwords and different ways of describing it. It's what it's changed.
Golds's interview, he's been getting a bit of stick.
I'm very surprised about it.
What, the interview, the stick?
No, the interview. I like players being honest, but what I'm surprised about what I said earlier is about the bit where he said the lack of hunger. And I know performances haven't been the way they were last year, but
Lack of hunger after what, winning one league?
I know it doesn't make sense to me. But I mean, I look at the players in that team, I kind of see where the lack of hunger would come from. Maybe it's players. I don't know who that's aimed at, because it's certainly not the senior players. They when they do that, maybe it's just it's that feeling he gets. Maybe I don't know. I found that.
You can't imagine guys like Alan McGregor, Steve Davis, lacking hunger, can you?
guys like that.
But like, do you know what I will say, right? And I'm not trying to defend them at all, but we've all been in a situation where we've lost a big game, right? And you can't think of anything worse than going out to do the fucking press. Like honestly, you can't think you can't do anything worse. And you could see in his face before he even starts speaking that he's filled with emotion already. And I just think he's made an answer what he wanted to say. I don't think. Listen, what he said is, it doesn't sound good, does it? Let's be honest. But I don't think that's the way he's meant to come across, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I think he'll watch back that interview this morning, he'll think, fucking hell, man, I didn't mean it like that. Do you know what I mean? I didn't mean for it to come out like that.
I think the 3-1 one that he said, I think he was meaning like sorry, he's always all talking, but we're 3-0 down.
And the
we
game's
need to do it before that.
I think the hunger thing, right? Listen, I don't like it because you can't be questioning it. Like, talk about yourself. You can't just say, I can't sit and say you've lost hunger. I don't know. But like the 3-1 at half time and the game's done, he doesn't mean that surely because how was the game done?
I think he means not done, but he's like, we've got a fucking
Mountain
one hell of a
climb,
climb
Yeah.
But
even
he probably doesn't want to come out and give cliched answers either.
I know, but
after the game, he didn't want to just come out and say
you've just been beat.
Because then the fans will say,
But
just gave cliched answers. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
I don't think he was including himself. I thought in all the criticism as well. I don't think he was blaming other people.
I think if you get into, if you look at it really like quite in depth, that whether he made it up, whether he got his words mixed up or whatever, there was something in that interview that would suggest that there's something not quite right, and he's got an opinion of that. That's what it's telling you. What it's telling you is that he never chucked anybody under the bus or individuals under the bus, but there's something no right somewhere that indicates there's maybe people no pulling their weight where they should be. I think that's what came out of that interview.
Yeah.
Because he's probably, when he said we're 3-1 down and that's the game over, he's maybe thinking this game, I've 3-1 down because some of the players in this team have given up.
Yeah.
So there's something in it, but at the same time...
But he also says no following instruction as well.
Aye, cool. Well, that's a simple instructions. But the thing is that it might be a good thing in the long term, because if the manager's watching that interview, he might come to Connor and say, well, what's your opinion? You're the captain, you're like the vice captain of the club, whatever it is. What do you see? Will you tell me what you think is going on and we fix that problem? So,
but he should have probably kept that in-house.
But then again,
teams looking at it going, well, Rangers have lost fucking hunger, let's get after
Simon, verbal diarrhea when you come out and do an interview sometimes. Yeah. Some people are great at speaking, some people just tell the media exactly what they want to hear, and some people just make things up and it doesn't come across the way it's spoken. I'll be guilty of that in my own self back in the day.
Even on this show date, sometimes you come out and you just say, I didn't even actually mean what
I know.
Aye,
if I'm a corner goals and just forget about it, man, and you're into training the day, big game during the week.
Fucking massive.
Exactly. Just that's a good thing about football, and especially being in Europe. Your next game's only a few days away to rectify the problem from the Sunday. So if Rangers get to win on Thursday night, I'd still be gutted to know in the cup final, but potentially getting to the last 16 of the Europa League, I don't know.
But can they do it without Murray? It's a big question.
Big question.
Strange timing, isn't it? Well, is it strange timing? Was the new manager maybe came in and he thought...
What's his role at Rangers, and is it with the youth?
Headstand, wasn't it? He was teaching on the boys.
I've seen him doing it a few times. I don't know if he's kept it going.
I don't know, what was he, 20s?
No, I don't even know what the role was, but it was like overseeing shit or something like that. I don't think he took a team in the youth setup anyway.
I didn't know that.
He probably had a role that just was seen as days out.
Just seeing football totally differently now he watches it.
Hates it,
Standing
doesn't
on
he?
his head,
Likes it
doesn't he?
what he has done.
I seen you better. Like,
He needs to
now,
fucking-
Bielsa goes right down, didn't he? He likes to watch it upside down.
Yeah, I think you've got to give him a wee bit of respect the fact he became the manager, right? And then
Or do you think
when
that's maybe why he's noticed it?
and then when he got parked out, he didn't actually leave the club. He went down and just dropped down to the lower, to the youths and that. Most times when you get sacked from the first team job, actually you're at the club and you're gone. So to actually get demoted and keep yourself obviously ticking over and doing whatever he was with the youths, you've got to give him a wee bit of respect for that. The guy only tried to do his best. I'm pretty sure he'll get a job in football somewhere else, no bother. I'm sure he moved his family up here, so he's maybe looking for an opportunity to move back.
See, fair all jokes aside, he is actually like a nice guy.
Is he?
Aye. But he made a with that headstand, didn't he? No, honestly, but I wish him all the best.
Aye.
He's I think he's been there 5 years now or something like that.
Is that what it is?
And I know it's not really what the Rangers fans want to hear because they're all about the first team and how they're doing, but the youth system has improved a lot over the last few years. Starting to see boys coming through. Now that they're in this sort of B League and they're going travelling over, playing in big tournaments and doing well. So I think the youth setup's been better since he's come in.
Will Patterson play quickly? That's the last one, yes or no? Will he come into the team under Van Bronckhorst?
YES.
No,
I think he was. I think he has to.
Okay. Right, you want to talk about
Can
Celtic?
I ask you, Simon, what did you make of the Celtic game?
Never seen it. Travelling back for I was kind of watching it on a half phone, but fucking kept stopping and starting again.
St Johnstone are a real tough game. They love Hampden.
They're a
love
good
the
team,
smell
St
of Hampden.
Johnstone. I
They
know
love the
they're a great
grass. They
team.
love the smell of everything about Hampden. We Cam Davison, we are Jake.
What did he
Once
wear?
again, too big for him.
Was
Yet
it?
again, we didn't change the suit, but the Jake too big for him. But listen, it was a good performance for you. Stuffy again. Not a lot of chances for Celtic, but then you bring on one of the greats of Scottish football ever.
One of the greats?
He has to be. Listen, I feel
Big game player, isn't he?
Oh, massive, mate. And I feel that because when I've come on and I've said that a lot of times, you feel like he's taught again, he's talking shite. Maybe I come out with a lot of shite. So then this maybe transfers into that shite. No, at all. This guy is...
Real deal.
He's a great... He realised a Celtic. I don't know what the next step is. A statue?
He basically ended Jewish career at Celtic, didn't he?
I think it's a statue.
Yeah, he's a statue.
I think...
So you just on Callum Davis on the side? Dave McCallum was definitely shockwaves in the hair, wasn't it?
Dave Mackay, did he?
McCallum.
Aye.
Just before he went out.
Full tub behind for the big day, wasn't it?
That was the wettest Celtics, wasn't
The
it? VO2 and everything.
Moose.
Said a few. But yeah,
So James Forrest.
unbelievable.
Is it surprising you that he's no starting game? I know he's been back in 3-4 weeks.
I think they've maybe just been patient with himself because he has had an injury for a while now, and I don't think they were, because I think what had happened was maybe last season, maybe at the start of this season, they were bringing him back and he was maybe then going back out again, having a few setbacks. So I think it's just important to get him right. And I think it's like a new signing for Celtic. I really do. I think even last season when Celtic also had a nightmare, but he was missing a lot of it.
Yeah.
And he's a massive, I mean, you see him, he comes and scores that goal. And then I had to start that's only, in Celtic's history, it's only Larsson's got a better goal contribution with assists and goals. He's second to Larsson.
No way.
There you go.
That's what I love about James. Even when he's not playing great, he always knows he's going to get a chance. He always wants to score goals. He gets himself in the box. He doesn't one of the wide players that stay out wide. He wants to get in and score goals. His numbers are.
He's a
excellent.
proper numbers winger, isn't he?
Yeah.
And not to take away, because he's still a brilliant player, but it's like you said, even when he's not playing well, he always comes up with something, doesn't he? But
He gets fit. He plays ahead of Bada.
Yeah, I think
All
so.
day.
Abad's still only 19-year-old, isn't he?
All day.
Yeah, good guy to learn off of.
Has he got enough time though, like designing this statue?
I don't know how that will go.
Can he?
How long do you think the shoulders on that statue would take? The rest of the body would take about a week, and then the shoulders would take about 2 years.
It shouldn't take that long because I don't need to do the neck. It's the neck.
Just like a tennis ball on top of the body, innit?
Aye. He might look like he's Bill Allen. Who knows?
He'll suit. I think the way Ange plays, he'll suit him as well. Because he'll get a lot of, as Ange said, he plays that way so that his wide players get 1v1 against their fullback.
But no, we've got to give a wee bit of credit to St Johnstone. Good defence of their trophy.
Oh, fun, mate. St Johnstone are a right good team. In any one-off game, St Johnstone are a right good team.
I think in certain situations, the match on Saturday had players made better choices on the ball. They might have caused Celtic some real problems. I think one of that you mentioned it earlier, Steve, we were talking beforehand, did Ali Crawford. Was it Ali McCann?
Ali
Crawford, what's the man, and he's trying to shoot for 25 yards, 40 yards. He could have just passed it to, what do you call the boy up front, is it?
I was imagining I took him straight off. He was only one of
the
them.
boy stays in States, what's his name? He used to play with Rangers, fast.
Michael Hallam.
Michael Hallam could have played in him and it would have been 1-on-1, but nah, Celtic's obviously got themselves to a final and it'll be an interesting final. They'll be at the old final, isn't it?
A great final.
He has done well, and to get into a final.
Yeah.
But again, what he took over in that summer and what they were last year.
I mean, honestly, you were fearing the worst for this season, weren't you? You've seen the squad of players, they finished, what was it, whatever, how many points behind Rangers last season. And then you're getting into the season and you were knowing that we're going to lose 3 of their best players, albeit they weren't very good last season, but they're still big players for Celtic, and you're thinking, how are they going to... They've recruited well, and I think January's going to be even more exciting as well, with the players coming in.
I'm just telling you, isn't he?
I thought it was a few signings.
Robbie Winters.
Robbie Winters is coming up.
Hamish French.
The striker, wasn't it? Tom Boyd right back in it.
Tom
Saying nothing Ralston.
The ambassador.
Tommy Sheridan.
Tommy Shane goals in it.
Here.
Joe Hartman 2 nights.
Yeah, wait for it. He played yesterday.
Who's Sheridan?
Tommy
And
Sheridan,
goals?
right back.
Have you seen his podcast with Frank McGarvey?
Mate, the ref had a shocker, right? The referee yesterday, God help me, had a shocker. Boy crossed the ball. It wasn't even out of play in the goal. He shouted, "That's it, ref," and he gave a thing and asked, "F's sake, ref." Tommy went,
You looked to
"You're running your mouth there a wee bit too loud, Kevin." I says, "Tommy, fucking hell, man, pot kettle black."
Did he say that?
It's a catastrophe, Tommy. It's a catastrophe.
But just on decisions, it was Martin Boyle penalty. Better mention it, otherwise we'll get...
Do you know on it, right?
No, I don't think it is, no.
When I first watched it, I was like, it's a so well penalty when I first watched it, but then at half time when they obviously
Slowed it down.
I think Boyle's been
I think
Boyle does that,
he's been
doesn't he?
clever, right? 100%.
Just shoot. If
I'm Steve Davis against me, you're raging.
Stephen Davis doesn't
just-
even try and make a tackle.
He's had 4 or 5 of them against us this year, so it must be the
It's a
new
rules.
law. What is it? Have you touched somebody in the box?
But see, no, but do you think if that's in England, then they check VAR, are they still gain that?
I think they are, mate.
Do you?
I think they
I think
are.
so.
I think they're getting that. I would give that. That was a penalty.
Alright.
Do you think it is?
Like I say, if it was me, Steve Davis, I would be raging that it was against us, but...
Boyle's got his
we
body in
put 4
a
or 5 of
position
them against us
to
this year.
protect the ball, and Stephen Davis has come to get it, and all he's done is nudge him, and as he's probably nudged him that hard, but Boyle's made the most of it.
I'd say Boyle nudges Davis though. Do you know what I mean? Like he goes in, but listen, strikers have done it for the last 50 years. That's nothing different. Like they try and be clever and buy their fouls and just give a penalty. But in my opinion, it wasn't. But listen, I'm saying I don't think it was a penalty. I don't think it reflected the game.
No.
Hibs were more than deserving of winning the game based off of both teams' performance anyway.
See, Boyle could kick the ball so hard, mate.
Could he?
Oh my God, I've never seen a wee guy kick the ball like that. Him and Matt Ritchie are the two, mate.
Wait, is he feel like up your way?
Montrose. Great boy, mate, you'd love him. See,
Is
like
he?
out in that, loves it. Jaeger gets fucking...
He's from Montrose?
steamed.
Is
How's he end up in Australia?
Up Aberdeen with. Fuck knows. Something to do with Big Ange, wasn't it?
He's not Scottish though, is he?
Who, Boyle?
Aye.
Scottish. He's been at Aberdeen, Montrose. He played in Montrose, went to Dundee. He's from Aberdeen. But he loves it.
It's not a Scottish accent, is it?
It's a mad Aberdonian
I
accent.
think he was like a day, mate.
No, I don't know why. I thought he was like non-Irish or Irish or something.
No, he's Scottish. Great lad. Delighted for him.
Some fire.
Right, predictions for the final.
I think Celtic will win.
2-1 Celtic.
2-1 Celtic.
I don't know.
3-1 Celtic.
I'll sit on the fence on it.
Please don't break it.
I know, but I just think that if Hibs, what does Celtic do recently? They start the games really fast, and I think Hibs will. I think
Start
it'll be a tough
faster.
game. I think Hibs now they've got Doige back.
Doige, one
Nisbet,
big
Boyle. I
waste.
think
Just
that
a
makes
big
it.
race.
I think they'll give Celtic a right good win for the money.
Wow. Okay.
I think it'll be a good game.
What do you think, Simon?
I think Celtic will beat them. But I do agree, I think it'll be a close game. Right, Ojo's red card, do you see it?
Yep.
Absolutely embarrassing for the fan, by the
Embarrassing.
way. Embarrassing, man.
What's worse, the fan that pushed him or the wee dickhead that's chucking the pie at him?
But that's
See
how-
that wee guy that's...
He didn't even throw his full pie, he just broke a wee bit.
Because he was... honestly, man, fuming. See if that's my boy. I gave him a Fitbit and I'm watching him thinking, I'm dragging him back up the road, I'm going to make a fool of him because that's embarrassing.
Aye.
Tam Coates thought the provocation was peculiar.
What was the actual deal?
He actually says...
You don't see
he
it?
says that-
Tell
he
me.
says-
Snary,
He refused to say the Aberdeen player's name. Not to do with what happened, but he says he physically can't say three-letter word. He says it was Van Hesselen can't speak about it all day.
It was a very dark moment in Scottish football from an Dundee United fan's perspective.
What is he thinking, man?
What did he do?
So Ojo's ran kind of out the pitch
The
and
momentum,
momentum, and the guy's just got up out his seat and went, fuck you.
Aye.
Ojo's went back, not even done anything to him, and then gets a yellow card and then a red card.
What a sack.
That is a shambles.
I wanted to tweet all weekend about Bobby Madden, right? But because
But
he's
again,
a friend
Bobby's
of the
just
show...
following the rules, isn't
Bobby's following the rules, but Simon, surely at some point,
Common sense comes out.
common sense has got to take
I agree.
over. And see if Bobby gets hauled up in front of the SFA. Everybody's getting Bobby Madden stick now for what he's done. So had he made the right decision and not booked Ojo, and he gets hauled up in the SFA, and say he misses a match for punishment for making a poor decision, at least the people will say, you did the right thing, ref. Yeah. But to do it the other way, because that's what you're supposed to do.
Oh, say that again?
That's what you're supposed to do.
Is it not usually that?
Ah, yeah, I know.
Have you
crowd.
But I felt sorry for Ojo because I thought he was actually having a decent game.
Again, feel sorry for Stephen Glass as well, man.
Stephen Glass, that's what I mean. If they have 11 men on the park, they might go on and win the game. They've ended up losing it because...
See his interview after the game, Stephen Glass.
Did he kind of backtrack?
Mate, Stephen Glass went through his play.
He said he's disappointed in it, feels as if he's let the team down, and he kind of has.
He kind of has. That's what he said. He says, I feel like he's let the team down.
Never done anything.
He's never done anything.
Maybe he's not noticed it. Maybe he thought something happened.
No, I think he said that by the letter of the law as a second booking, and I think he obviously, like us, thinks how can he get booked for that? But then he came out and says, but he kind of has let the team down. And I was like,
no, he's
not. But Faddy made a good point.
A guy pushed him in front of him and gone back saying, what the fuck you doing?
Faddy made a good point.
Who did you just mention on the show?
Oh no, it's alright. I'm just saying. I'm watching
it because... point?
No, he made a good point in terms of... because what he's saying is, to get another yellow card, you've got to provoke the fans, right? But the boy was going for the corner, free kick of his, and momentum took him into the crowd. So he hasn't deliberately went into the crowd to provoke a rammy. I just hope I hope this guy gets like banned for life for watching football because it's the least he deserves.
Andy, were you playing tonight? Tav at Easter Road with Tav?
Why are we talking about that? Was that the one that... Oh, aye.
Fan came on.
That's another then. Did James Tavernier get booked? He didn't.
No.
I can't remember, mate.
So it seems to be one rule.
That guy actually came onto the pitch and grabbed him, didn't he? Like, it
was on the pitch, wasn't it?
Was it
did he take a throw in?
I can't mind, actually. I can't remember if it was taking a throw in or it was at like a half time or full time, because I remember not even noticing that it actually happened. And then you see all the videos and that after where the guys actually came on and proper tried to have a go, and it's like, something's coming in football, right, where something's going to end up really bad with something like that. A fan's going to go on thinking think they can provoke somebody, and somebody's like, honestly, I genuinely think it's going to come to a point where it's going to end up a proper riot, like a proper.
Would I not be right in saying that did somebody not get hit last night with a water bottle?
Pie.
Francis Michael didn't know it.
So,
mate, see 2 weeks ago, did you not see the boy who was at St Mirren where the fan came on?
That's right.
And he proper shoved him to the deck.
Did he?
Do you not remember that?
Yeah. That's right, I saw that.
What, the player shoved the fan, did it?
No,
St Mirren had scored.
St Mirren versus... Was it St Mirren Rangers?
It was at St Mirren.
St Mirren Rangers?
Was it St Mirren Rangers?
Because St Mirren went 1-0 up, didn't they?
Aye.
And then something happened to come on and was it the player pushed the...
Aye, the fan came on the pitch and tried to jump on the players and the boy proper shoved them to the deck. And it was like... over the last few years, there's been a few scenarios where this keeps happening. And you fear the worst that something bad is going to happen soon.
See that wee guy that pushed Ojo? They should go and get him in a room with Ojo, shut the door and see what he does.
How big is then?
Fucking honestly, man. What goes through your mind to get him and push a player, man?
But because you know, I'll tell you exactly why, because he probably doesn't think anything's going to happen back to him.
Aye.
See if he sees Ojo in the middle of the street, is he going to go up and push him? No, he's not.
That guy got 100 days in jail. 10-year football ground ban should this fan receive.
Oh, has he?
No, the guy...
The Hibs one.
I think the punishment's got to match the same thing. He's assaulted the player. See, at the end of the day, as hard as that may sound, like you say, you don't walk down the street and just randomly push somebody in the middle of the street to put, because he's trying to provoke a response. And for me, like, this is why this type of thing never leaves football, because that guy's did what he's did, and then the wee guy with the young kid with the pie chucking bits of pie at the player. They see these adults doing it and they think it's acceptable. So if they're doing it, we'll just copy them, and it just never changes. And it's just going to be the wee Neds growing through the thing. They're just going to keep doing it, and that's like it's a hard one for the governing bodies to eradicate.
Ban for life.
You look like a pusher in a fight. I think you'd be a big pusher.
Evis.
I know exactly what I'd have done if he'd have pushed me. I know exactly what I'd have done. I certainly wouldn't have been able to walk away and do it. I'd have burst him. I'd have just burst him. No, I'd have just burst him.
But if he pushed you, he'd probably have broke his hands.
No, he wouldn't. He'd have got burst. That'd have been it.
Yeah,
big man's on it.
That's how. And then you. But I just
think you got huckled out after it.
I didn't bother.
No, but you'd ask to get handcuffed, wouldn't you?
There's a batting.
Pink fluffy ones. We got any of these pink fluffy ones?
And swiftly moving on. Pink ones.
You got a bed you can...
I know. No, I used to use the school ties.
Right, that's you in the cell now, Kev. We'll take it. No, can you keep the handcuffs on in the cell, but bring it with the wee bit.
Actually, I had to get the real police ones because the wee kids ones were too.
You've been outstanding it, do you know?
The kids ones.
He's on one.
He doesn't deserve
I'm
that.
actually a wee bit scared of him.
He doesn't deserve a fluffy handcuffs. Chat.
I just see things and I just think I don't like.
Don't like stuff like that, do you?
No, I don't, because that boy's trying to make a football career at it and he's been sent off and he's probably going to get a game ban. Is there any chance he's going to get his yellow card rescinded? No, because the letter I know says that it's the right thing to do. I'd like to see a wee bit of common sense, a wee bit of decency brought into this and that boy get back to...
You're right, Tommy. If Ozil went to that boy's work and just went up to him and shoved him, he'd get to jail.
Of course you would.
Have you ever reacted to any fans?
No.
Have you, no?
Yeah.
Are you okay? But like, I mean, as in nobody hitting you, but if somebody's gave you a bit, you just give it back, wouldn't you?
Don't know, it's never happened. We played Millwall for me, and therefore we were subs, and Alan O'Brien got a guy next to me got abused, mate, and he was like, fuck this, man. He never warmed up for the full game, he was shiting himself. But Millwall, mate, the grounds are there, mate. And that big guy could fucking grab me, hold me into that stadium and punch fuck at me, and nobody would even know it.
We played Millwall away.
Lion's Den.
We played Millwall away. Kevin Muscat, he started throwing tackles in like ridiculous, like they were naughty. He should have been sent off. And I remember somebody saying to me, I can't remember who it was, might have been Gary Bean, that was saying to me, Kyle, see we score, just for like run round and cup your ears, they fucking love it down here. And I knew that Millwall were bad, and I actually did score, and I fucking cut my ears. I swear to God, man, the fans like basically chased me around the stadium. And then afterwards, I thought, I'm not getting out of here alive. Like, I honestly thought,
mate, that's what people think, like Millwall's like a fiction. Like, see when you arrive, mate, it's like 50.
See when you arrive up in the box, you get the wee guys giving you the fingers and all that. They're going, pulled it like knives and you're like, oh, for fuck's sake, why did you
Millwall scary. See if you played that?
Nah, a few times.
Can you feel it turn when you're playing?
You know, you get that feeling of, oh shit.
We played there once and Leroy Lita scored like a winner with like 5 minutes to go and gave it a pure mad celebration. We got locked in the stadium for about 2 hours.
Did you, huh?
Because they were all waiting at the front.
Jimmy Nicol told a great story when he was the manager. I think he had to sleep in his office one night because they waited the full night for him to come out when he was manager.
Oh my God.
Had to sleep in his office.
Fuck's sake.
Takes a brave man.
Mate, do you know what I watched? See, saying that, I never watched this the other day. You must have like watched it, seen like the old Neil Warnock team talks and that and all that.
Oh, mate.
Get in the shower, Danny, you make me sick.
Feel sick. can't even look at you, make me feel sick. Have you seen the one where they go to Millwall and Kevin Muscat
on the pitch? That was fucking Muscat's fault.
Muscat and Paddy Kenny fight the tunnel and both of them get sent off and Jagielka goes and goal for the second half.
No, I've not seen it.
No,
Sheffield end up beating them 2-1. And Warnock now he goes on and shakes every player's hand. He's mic'd up. Every Millwall player goes, that's Muscat's fault. That's Muscat's fault.
No, but he actually says, you deserved that. You deserved that. It was Muscat's fault. You deserved that.
Every player.
Brilliant.
Is it no when he's in the dressing room shaking his in player's hand and somebody's touching their cock, so he's like, oh no, I'm not.
No, he goes, hands are full of shit, gaffer. No, leave it then.
Have you ever played at Bramley against a Neil Warnock side and heard them rant afterwards?
No, I've not played it. I've not played against Neil Warnock.
We played Sheffield United one Saturday and I scored an 85th minute winner diving header. We were down to 10 men and we came in and we were fucking buzzing because we thought we just stole 3 points and heard him going off. I swear, I thought he was actually like booting the wall down. I thought he was going to come into your dressing room. It was fucking, the big silver skips that boots come in. They were being fucking tossed everywhere. And I'm like, I was like,
we speak about a lot of managers. He could be my favourite manager of all time.
I'd love to.
You need to get him on.
I think he could be my favourite of all time.
Get him an interview.
See that one where Chelsea equalised against Cardiff for 5 minutes ago and they draw 1-1 and he just goes in front and he just stands in front of the referees like that. He's like 5 minutes like that for the refs.
He comes to Scotland every year with the Caravan.
He was trying going for Frank last week.
Was he?
He was getting the Rangers job, wasn't he?
Frank Howson is getting the Rangers job. Right, massive news for Manchester at the weekend. The women's team got beat again 2-0.
Aye. Zone 14 wasn't working, wasn't it?
He says that I think they defended Zone 14 not too bad. It was Zone 18, I think, where he's the fault. No gritty enough.
No grit.
So they're practicing Zone 18 this week.
He's getting one of the council gritters into the training ground this week, mate.
Surely he's got to
football comes in cycles, so
maybe he's got to be the interim manager for Man U.
Imagine, mate.
Bit of rough.
Man, you should just go full banter and a point.
That would be
We've been doing it for the last 3 years anyway, haven't we?
That would be amazing.
Right, Ole sacked.
I don't know if we missed something with Solskjaer. Is he a baby? I can't quite work it out, mate. I can't work it out. Like,
he did some crying at the weekend there.
But even he's going out to the fans and Fernandes is like that. See, Fernandes, put your fucking finger up your arse and shut up. Date out in the pitch.
I know.
See, you've been beat 4-1 for Watford. You'd be like that to the boys. Get in that fucking dressing room now, man.
Honestly. He's a muppet, that Fernandes. I used to love him, but he's really annoying me. And
Even-
honestly, God.
He had an absolute shock.
Even
Rubbish.
Ronaldo cut one back to Fernandes and he probably
Right at the bar.
David, and then you could see Ronaldo just shaking his head as if to
And
say,
then fucking Big Maguire and all.
Yes.
Doing that via Andorra, and
He
he's
definitely
got
meant
the
to
ball.
cup his boys, so didn't he?
Aye, 100%. He's just got a bit excited, isn't he? But he's got the ball right, and see if he paused that and went to somebody, what do you think happens? He's got the ball at his feet and there's nothing doing about him. 3 seconds later, he gets red-carded. The guy, mate, he's a captain of Man U.
I know, mate, it's embarrassing.
And yet they keep leaking at things that he's no fit. They're saying that Eric Bailly's fell out with the manager because he keeps playing Maguire's no fit. Let's not give this, he's no fit. Fucking bullshit. Honking.
I know, but Eric Bailly's got a cheek, mate, because he's rash
what I
as
mean.
fuck, man.
But he's
The
having...
guy scores own goals,
But
kicks people on the head.
See Man U, right? The Man U not look at Chelsea last season and go like that. Frank Lampard was in a job a year and a half. He got them Champions League the first season. The second season, they spent a lot of money. They weren't doing that bad. They had a bad run. Bang, out you go, get a top manager in, they go and win the Champions League, and now they're one of the best teams in the world at current forms, you know what I mean? Did they know what, chat? How many managers are Man United going to miss? Fergie met Pep in New York, a meeting. Klopp might have been about, who knows? Tuchel's been away. Neville keeps going about this, Conte doesn't fit Man U. What are you talking about?
Why does Man U might not fit Conte, but Conte will soon get Man U fit in the way he wants to play them. That's how it works, is it not?
See that Reguilon said it's been the worst, hardest week of his life under Conte.
Did you hear Conte's interview yesterday?
John Terry speaks about him quite a bit, says like while he was a manager, he says it's the hardest training I've ever done. It's like, but I've never been so fit. But
Do you think players could no react to that well though?
I don't think Man U players would.
No, they wouldn't.
But see,
But
ultimately...
what do they react to with Man United players?
Just get rid of them if you don't. But that's the stage of that, how bad they've been.
See, that's the thing. Like, I can understand where clubs will have a style, they'll have like a philosophy where they always want to appoint managers that suit that, but I don't think Man U have one. So you can talk about Man U 10, 15 years ago, Gary Neville saying it doesn't suit Man U. It doesn't suit Man U what? Man U don't have an identity. They did 10, 15 years ago. They've had 6 managers since then.
Yeah.
And every one of them have tried to do a different thing. Boys try to be defensive.
Yeah.
Mourinho tried to be defensive. Solskjaer, I mean...
Louis van Gaal's army.
And fuck knows what Solskjaer's trying to do because they change shape every week. And I know change shape doesn't matter, but they change their philosophy every week. Their style changes no matter who they're playing against. You see a Man U, but I actually think a Conte is what they need. Because I think they need something right that makes Fernandes, Pogba, Ronaldo fit in a team. They need to work hard. You actually,
Does that not work hard?
you're telling world-class players that they need to work hard, right? But mate, they're conceding 2-3 goals a game.
I like Rodgers in that, mate, right? But I don't think Rodgers is the right man.
You know.
I don't know, I just think Pogba continues to be the way he is.
I think he would improve them though. I think he would improve them.
Tactically and formation-wise,
I mean these big personalities. I mean, he's mean big personalities. I mean, you need. I think they're at the stage where see if they'll need to get guys like Pogba in that out. I do.
But look how good Pogba was under Conte at Juventus. So what's Gary Neville talking about? Juventus played great football under Conte.
I don't know what this is all about. This is if Conte's a dinosaur.
Even at Chelsea, when he was at Chelsea, his football was brilliant.
For how good Pogba is, right, and he's world class, he's been nowhere near the level he should be for like 3-4 years.
But maybe
he
a
goes through
manager
spells, but
maybe a manager like Conte coming in, maybe he's had so many managers at Man U, but maybe a manager like Conte coming in maybe would get the best. I don't know.
Asking professional footballers at the level of Man United and the money they get a week to work hard. If you can't get them to work hard, you're fucking fighting a very hard battle there. Because that's the least. You use a lot of experience. See when you say things like for a fucking right good pre-season, how good does it feel going into the first lot of league games and you feel proper fit? And you get through 90 minutes and you're still wanting to go more and your body's recovering well and you're ready to go again on Tuesday. A fucking good feeling. It looks like Man United don't have that. It looks like they're just toiling through games and because they're not maybe at the levels, like simple things like when it goes to a winger, you're wanting your full back to get out there and stop and crossing the ball, they're jogging it. Like see that Wan-Bissaka. See the desire to want to go and get the ball.
I know, and that's what he's good at. Defending, so just do that well instead of jogging out.
Who's going to get
But
that
even his
job?
interview the fact that he's done an interview after he's been sacked, right? Everyone's saying what a nice guy, but see him great. I'm not being harsh, right? But that's why you're no a man. That's why you'll not be a Man United manager. Would you see Conte or Keaton?
Pep Keaton.
Do Do you know what I mean?
Saying that, Mourinho did have a
We cannot replace him. Mate, it's you that's releasing him. Keep him then.
But we all, it's time to go. But the thing is, they've missed all the top managers, so who they get in? The next managers?
Ten Hag, mate, please.
The average, they scored 190 goals. No. 500 and something goals in fuck no.
in so many games.
It's an average of 4 goals a game or something since he's been at
Ajax.
But as you know how hard it is to leave Amsterdam.
He'll really struggle. Maybe a massive
Do you have a massive downer when he leaves?
Oh, he'll be in a downer for
You'll be
years.
the front page of the Daily Record.
Are you still on a downer?
Ex-Celtic kid Eric Den Hag.
Spends.
How much is it?
No, I can't get it.
50 G's.
I never realised that he'd been under Guardiola at Man City.
Who?
Bayern Munich, sorry, Ten Hag.
Oh, did it? Was he?
Oh!
Do you know what? I'll say it again, Simon. I know this is where me and your relationship can really differ and
deteriorate.
Straight on it, is it?
Is one. I mean, again, I watched Man City yesterday and I watched Liverpool v
John
Arsenal.
Stones was brilliant yesterday, mate.
So was Rudiger, and he's got to Bayern for big dough.
No, he's not.
He is?
Yes.
He's about to sign
contract.
Tuchel's coming out, so that we're desperate to keep him about his contract. So anyway, John Stones will be nowhere near Bayern. but old Klopp and Pep, Simon, I watched Liverpool.
John Stones was brilliant yesterday.
No, he was brilliant. But I watched Klopp, Liverpool v Arsenal, and I watched Pep. Pep's a genius and all that, but I much prefer Klopp.
I prefer watching Liverpool.
Liverpool v
To who?
Arsenal to Man City.
Oh, to Man City, I prefer Chelsea to both.
What?
I love Chelsea, mate.
Mate, see,
Chelsea were brilliant. You watched Leicester, mate.
I've not.
Mate,
by the way,
nobody
that
goes
was-
to Leicester and
that was
bashes them like that.
That was embarrassing.
Leicester
wasn't
couldn't
it?
get out of the half.
I've not seen Rodgers' team get played like that. But see, I think Liverpool's the only team in the world where they can literally there can be 15-minute periods where they absolutely bombard them and just
Obliterate them.
obliterate them. That's a word. Blitz them, and I mean, Trent said that when it was like a red blur hit them. But then,
What about him putting on his Instagram, how may I assist you?
Aye. I know.
what a player, doesn't he do that? Doesn't
Oh,
he?
we know yes. It's on Sky every fucking day. You don't need to tell us.
See, what's the worst thing for me on Twitter and these social media platforms is when the players put an apology up if they've lost, or thanks for the fans today, great result. And I'm thinking, just fucking...
I'll tell you something now, we did that out because that was rife in the game and then we brought it up on here and
I was
I thought
keeping-
it,
it's
is
keeping
it
back
keeping back in,
in.
is
Who's
it?
the king? Doesn't he do it?
There's one
Forrest.
guy... Who?
Forrest
Oh,
is
that's why I like James Forrest.
the king. It doesn't
Never
bother
once.
him. Does his talking for the fans on the
But
pitch.
see, the fact of the matter is, right, fans love that. I
I
know,
know.
like, don't like it and that, but the fans, they love a player that's fucking socially active, shall we say.
I know, but I'd rather just come out and say, played shite today. Who gives a fuck? I'm going to hear Chinese night, a couple of pints, and a fucking season next week. She knows fucking far better, I don't know.
You need to say, your mate, not even mate, see this.
Nicky Devlin.
No.
Hey,
Wasn't even going to mention his mate.
Captain Fantastic. There we
What
go.
a strike, mate.
Oh, man, what a player. By the way, should be called up to Scotland
Okay.
and starting.
That's us,
I had a Blackpool
was
supper
good.
last night.
I want something.
Oh, I didn't enjoy it.
No, why would you do that?
I'm
Get a
not
supper
like-
and then get a wee black pudding fritter on the side.
It's the
we
first
garlic
time I've
mayo
ever.
dip.
It's the first time I usually get the pizza crunch for the chippy, but I got that last night and
What's
didn't
your
enjoy
chippy
it.
tea?
Chippy tea fish.
See people see.
I'm a pizza crunch.
I'm going to tell you this, and now see anybody, and I know it's a Dundee thing, and maybe a Sunderland thing. See anybody that calls dinner tea.
It's
That's
disgraceful.
a disgraceful to the world.
Tea.
Hey, that's
Tea.
nice.
Tea's a cup of
My
tea.
dad calls
Fucking
it
tea.
disgrace.
Tea's a cup of tea.
Tea time.
Dinner and tea.
Tea time.
Dinner
And my
is
dad calls it.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Tea is a fucking cup of tea. Nothing to do with that.
It's tea time. What
Tea.
time's tea at? I'll phone in when I get here later. What
Tea?
time's tea at then? You got the
What did you have for dinner at the weekend?
Black, they had the black.
Is that a Sunday night dinner or what about Saturday night?
Thursday I had Domino's. Friday I had Chinese.
You're lying.
I swear to God. Saturday I had McD's and Sunday I had a chippy. And that's me done. My birthday week this week. My birthday's this week.
Oh, he's going to London.
Hey, are you 30?
He's a London accent.
Nah,
Come on, just a quick London accent.
Are you going to CKT?
No, I'm just going down with just chat with family. With the family, I take me down and going to watch a few shows. Take in.
Got a few pals down there.
I'm meeting, by the way, but actually,
You taking the broomsticks then?
the broomsticks.
The
Or the Weasleys. I was just flying. No, but listen, just to see it down London is going to be unbelievable. Some things
Right, he's
the
on
hydro in
accent.
it. No, so I can't.
Come on, just quickly.
Oh, hi, Sam.
All right, you fucking little wank. He's a dick, honestly.